Okay, hello, beautiful souls, and welcome to Wired Well. Help us grow and subscribe. If you like our videos, give them a thumbs up. Please share to anyone that you feel can benefit from the information we give out. Tonight, we have a very special guest, and her name is Maighread.
Maighread Birdsong.
Maighread Birdsong. And I am just putting up my notes here. I'm sorry. Maighread has many titles, and I am hoping we can hear her as a guest again sometime so we can learn even more. But today there are 3 titles that we would like to touch on. This may be a 2-part series, but the first one is a Grand Reiki Master and Healer. The second one is a paranormal investigator, and she is an eclectic witch. Ladies, how are you today?
I am awesome. I'm all dressed up and I got my little Yule vibe going on.
Nice. I love it. I love it.
Yeah, I'm just chill tonight.
Awesome. Now, Maighread, was that how you say it?
Maighread is the way I pronounce it.
Maighread. I've got it now.
It's just Celtic for Margaret, so my good friends just call me Maggie.
Oh, okay. Nice. Okay. Regarding Reiki healing, what is Reiki healing? And it's Reiki, right? Reiki?
I pronounced it Reiki for years. It depends on any way that works for you. It's life force energy that can be used and channeled for a multitude of things, to heal, to uplift, always for the betterment. But there are some people, it always follows intention. So if you have a lower vibrational intention, like you're angry with whoever you're giving the Reiki to, it may not work out as well, or it may go change the flow a little bit. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's positive energy. Yeah, it's positive energy, but it's focused through your intent. And it has to do with symbols. You have to go learn some breathing techniques and meditation to be able to let the energy flow.
So can anybody learn Reiki?
Anybody can, absolutely. I teach everybody. I even give it away. I think it's really important that people learn to embrace their natural healing abilities, not just for themselves, but they can also help others to heal. And I'm not saying that Reiki is a be-all, end-all healing modality. I'm saying that it's great to add it to whatever healing modality that you use, whether it's regular, going to the doctor or the surgeon, or whether you go to, psychic healers or whatever. It's always good to be able to have something that will support your health. And if you take the time and work with Reiki, it improves your entire being.
So you can do it on yourself as well.
Oh, I can do it on myself, but I have to get, we have this little thing called the ego. And when we get mad or we're in a bad mood or whatever, that's what's taking course. Well, things didn't work out right and I'm pissed and I'm sick, but I can't give myself Reiki right now, because if I do, it's just going to perpetuate it, because it's going to be following the intent. And your intent is, I'm pissed off. and you don't want to feed yourself that kind of intent. So when that happens, I'll ask some of my other friends to send me Reiki, and that'll mellow me out. And then I can start my own healing regime. But what I usually do is I try to give myself Reiki every night before I go to bed. And when I remember to do that, my health is always better.
Nice. You wake up much more refreshed and ready to go.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It does help. You get yourself all interested in all this other stuff that's going on around you, little dramas with work or with your kids or whatever, and you get distracted from the intent, your original intent, which is to keep yourself healthy. Keeping yourself healthy, you can keep those around you more healthy by, doing service for them. So it's can be quite involved, yet quite simple at the same time. You just have to set a regime of doing this: meditation, prayer, eating better, drinking pure water, and less, junk food, that kind of stuff.
Right. I definitely need to drink more water. I'm horrible at drinking water. I can't even believe, it's hard for me to believe that most of our body has water in it, because I'm walking, but I hardly drink any water. So I really need to get better on that. Well, many things, but approximate. So do you teach Reiki then? You do teach Reiki?
Yes, whenever I get the opportunity, I do teach Reiki. I've done several Reiki classes, although I have only done most of my classes distantly. I haven't had a lot of hands-on time with some of the people that I've taught. So my daughter is one of the few people that I've taught hands-on Reiki with, and she's really very good at it. She's a natural.
Yeah, I bet she is. How long do the classes take? Approximately?
It depends on your the student's comprehension, because I'll start out, what I usually do is I'll just sit there and chit chat with them until I get a feeling of how much they need dumped on them at one time. Because some people go, oh, this manual is so intense. Like right now, I'm working with a woman doing ascension Reiki, and it has tons of symbols, and it has sacred geometry and stuff all through it, but it's to bring up the light body to help with the ascension, to help lift you up and be a higher vibrational entity, rather than being stuck in the muck and mire of this fourth dimension, the third dimension in which we live. So it can be very time consuming, because some of the material you got to kind of wade through. But Spirit always tells me, don't concentrate on all the symbols and get yourself all confused with that stuff. Read the pamphlets with an open heart and open mind, and take in the energy, and those symbols will be there when you need them, and you won't have to, now how am I supposed to draw this one? Because you're supposed to like draw them above your client before you give them healing, and you send them healing that way through several different symbols that come through a Reiki and Shambhala. I'm also a Shambhala master, which is, it's a lot like Reiki, but it's like a little less rigid with the way it's taught. So it's not a real simple answer. Sometimes it's really easy. Some of the methods that I have, they're just done on intention, and the healing and the spiritual aspects come through that way. And others have several symbols that you need to use in succession to be able to bring in all of the energies of whatever the modality is. Like I said, the Ascension Reiki is very involved. There's 10 different parts to it, and I usually break it down into 2 or 3 manuals at one time, and then I work with my clients. But I charge very minimal amounts of money, because it's so important that people learn, or it's not really learning, it's remembering that we have these abilities. We're a spark of that light from the original creator. We're like, we have those abilities, but we have to wake up and remember how to use them, because we've been held down so long by the people in power, the governments, the kings, the queens, whoever has been in charge of running whatever countries we live in. They've held us down so we're more easily controlled. But if each and every person could stand up and become their own sovereign selves, heal themselves, be good and kind to others, we wouldn't have all of this turmoil going on. So it's really important. Yeah,
Absolutely.
it's important.
And that in itself is so powerful. So,
Absolutely.
Celestial, do you have any questions regarding Reiki?
Yeah, that's your new class that's coming out?
I'm teaching it right now to a gal that I met at the Angel Life Psychic Fair that I do every month in Corpus Christi.
Yes.
I
in person.
I could use a little bit of that mojo. I'll
Sure.
let you know.
Okay.
We'll make that day.
Yeah, like I said, it's quite involved, but don't get, and I'm sitting here, and I'm trying to teach it to this gal, and she's all about, she went to college for years, and she's all about, let's write it down and study it. I'm going, don't, that's, Spirit has told me that's not the point. The point is not to memorize all of the symbols.
Yeah.
That's not the point. Once you have learned them, they're accessible. They're accessible to you when you need them, because everything is written in the Acacia. In the Acacia, I also read the Akashic record, so I have a real big connection with that too. So,
And she's really good at it.
Yeah,
thank you.
Oh yeah.
I bet she is.
Thank you.
Backing up one, how can everybody get a hold of you if they would like to get a hold of you?
Well, I'm all over the place. You can put my name in any search engine, and I'm on Facebook, I'm on Twitter, I'm on Instagram. You can find me there. I also have my business cards, which I pass out with my own phone number on it. But I like you say, I do so much stuff. I'm going, I can't put all this on one card. So I just put Priestess Maighread Birdsong. Here's my phone number.
Right. And the way that you spell your name would be M-A-I. Sorry.
Maighread.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a Celtic spelling. They like to add extra letters, but I pronounce it Maighread. But in the Celtic language, they would just say Marie. But I've had a lot of people think my name was Marie, like M-A-R-I. It's Maighread, which means Margaret in Welsh or in Celtic. And like I said, my friends just call me Maggie.
Perfect. Okay. All right. So the next topic that I really wanted to reach out on was paranormal investigations.
Ooh, that's a fun one.
Yes. Do you help law enforcement out?
No, I've never been asked to, and I wouldn't want to. I am so sensitive, if I come across somebody that's been abused or hurt, because sometimes you just come across them when you're traveling, discarnate spirits. Me and my husband went to an old jail outside of El Paso, Texas. Yeah. That's when I lived on the other side of the state. And this little Hispanic fellow followed me home. And he was, very, no, es bueno, no, es bueno. Nothing's good. That's what he kept saying. Nothing is good. I am so sad. And I finally had to talk to him and pass him over. He had died in one of the jail cells there because he was a tiny little man and, got beaten up by some of the other prisoners. And he was very distraught that way. I helped him pass on. It hurts me when I run into people that are in such pain. And I watched the psychic detectives that help find missing children or help find the bodies of people who have been murdered. And I'm going, oh, good Lord, I never want to do anything like that. It would just, too painful for me. But I have helped people that were, confused. And I've helped them pass them over, and I've done some house cleaning, from little nasty spirits, because sometimes people with their own anger issues, their drug issues, whatever, they can bring in a lot of little nasties. And these are just little energy mites. They're like little ticks, but they're negative energy that they bring in, and they have to be cleared away. And some people want them back. They have been in their whatever their issue is, their depression. They've been in it so long they don't know how to get out of it. So it can be difficult helping the living. Helping the dead is easy. Usually you just talk to them and find out, about their family and what their beliefs are, and then call upon their beliefs to send them to the happy afterlife, because actually it's all the same place. It's just, a different door.
Right. How long have you been doing that?
Oh my gosh. 2010, 2011, I was involved with United Paranormal International. That kind of went belly up because, people just started going their own way. But I was the manager of the, bringing in new people. And so I would go out and recruit people. And I had a lot of, names like Lloyd Auerbach and Barry Fitzgerald. I got them to join the site. And at one time I had contacts all over the world. If I heard that somebody was having demonic issues in Scotland, we had people there, and I could call somebody there, and a team there, and say, there's a lady in such and such a village and she needs your help. And then they might respond. I still have quite a few contacts, but most of them are based here in the United States. So whenever I come across somebody needs my help and I can't get to them, I try to find somebody closer who can deal with the situation. So.
Nice.
And there's a lot of different ones. Sometimes people think that they've got a demon, and it's just their, heating units going out. The defrost of the freezer the fan is going out. It's making weird clicking noises,
Right.
But, a lot of times it's something simple like that. And then sometimes it's a little bit more difficult, but, you get that dealing with people anyway, because everybody's not going to open up and say, yeah, I've got a drug problem. That's why I've been seeing and hearing things,
Right.
That's why we developed a questionnaire that just fill this out, and then we'll look at it and go, well, this is likely, somebody in the house, like teenagers. I'm hearing noises in the middle of the night. Well, your teenager's been sneaking out, going to see her boyfriend or whatever, and you just don't want to believe it. So things like that can happen very often. They're really true hauntings and demonic possessions are really pretty rare, but I've come across a few.
So with that being said, what is the greatest, without a huge amount of detail or names, of course,
Mm-hmm.
what is the most gratifying case that you've actually done?
And this one, this is why I never take any, I don't take any recompense for anything I do when I'm doing a paranormal investigation. Although if I have to travel, some people have helped me with my travel expenses, but generally speaking, I don't ever charge for anything. Me and my husband had gone to a park, and I found a Native American girl there. It was so funny because this aspect of the park, it was closed off. And I knew it, but I kept getting drawn to go over there. And I went over there and she followed me home. Her name was Mariposa. And she had been left behind by her boyfriend, who said, I'm going to go to this new town and get us a new house and blah, blah, blah. And she just stayed there and stayed there. Finally, she just died. She lived off the land for like 2 or 3 years. And then she just died waiting for him. And then she came home with me. She didn't want to leave. She was really astounded with my washer and dryer and the water running in the house. It was funny. But I called my spirit guide, Black Eagle, to come and take her. And she goes, no, I'm not leaving with you. What's wrong? Black Eagle's a little weird. He likes to dance around and chant. So I decided, I called my grandfather, who's 1/4 Seminole Indian. And he's tall, dark brown eyes, big shoulders. He was a farmer. And she left with him.
Oh, okay, well, there you go.
So, yeah.
You figured it out.
That's how I got her to pass over. Each one has their own way of where they want to go. First time I passed a gal over, I was at a friend's house and we had been doing some channeling and stuff. And she was a medium. Anyway, this one gal comes up to me. Her name was Miranda. And she goes, well, where do I? And all of a sudden in my mind's eye, I saw this beautiful glowing tree of light. Like the Jewish tree of life, but was golden and glowing. And she just looks at me and she goes, oh, okay. And she took off. My friend's going, what just happened? So I had to explain to her. I met this lady named Miranda who was a little confused about where she should go. Because sometimes psychics, people that pass away, they're attracted to their light thinking, oh, right, that's where I'm supposed to go. Because they'll get confused. And this lady had, because this friend of mine was a psychic and she had did paranormal. She was one of the people that trained me. She did paranormal investigations. And like I said, we were at her house. And when it was so funny, I go, her name was Miranda. And all she said was, oh, okay. It was like a real quick conversation. And, the tree of life appeared and she walked right into it. And that was her door to the happy afterlife. So
That's beautiful.
yeah, that was like one of my favorite times, but I did like Mariposa. She was hard to get rid of. She wanted to stay. Oh, look at all this cool stuff they have now,
Yeah, that one is a great one. What is the most powerful message that you've ever received from the paranormal in return for helping them out?
I got a message. This was years ago. I think it was 2015. And me and my husband, his gig in Van Horn, Texas, we're on vacation. They call us up. Oh yeah, well, the job's over. What? He's a truck driver. And anyway, we wound up going back to California. It's weird, but we moved back into the same tiny little apartment building that we had lived in 10 years before. And it was funny, I had told the landlord I was going to come back and he didn't believe me, but there I was. Anyway, while I was there, it's when I was really getting into doing my Wicca thing. And I realized there were fairies there, a lot of really cool stuff. And then I heard, do you know what it's called a shofar? It's a ram's horn in the Jewish tradition. Sounds kind of like that.
Okay.
That's how I heard that. And then I felt, you have a message from Gabriel. I'm going, okay, it must be the Archangel Gabriel because he came with one of those big horns, right? Da, 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 da. I've got a message. Waited for 2 days and I'm going, what the heck? So I asked one of my psychic friends and she goes, oh yeah, Gabriel's got a message for you. What is it? He ain't telling me. So days later, I hear this and it's like it was on, the old answering machines. He just said, this situation has been greatly accelerated. And a couple of months later, we got the gig and came back to Texas. And yeah, I really did miss Texas. I love it down here. It's a state with a 5-pointed star. Now you tell me if a witch should live here. They've got a pentagram going on. It's the symbol of this state.
Right. Okay, well that leads me to the third topic, which is a witch. For many that brings thoughts of like witchcraft or black magic, spells.
Yeah.
Have you ever used spells and for what reason?
Oh, let me tell you, this was a great example. This was when I was living up in Washington. I lived in Pasco, yeah. Washington. I lived in a active adult community. Okay. It's just, swinging single old people, a lot of them. But me and my husband were living there. And there was a gentleman who I'd been really thrilled to meet at the Christmas party. And look at me, I dress up. I got my little sexy reindeer outfit on and I was happy and I made cookies and I was hugging people and, I'm just really jolly. Evidently, he thought I was attracted to him or maybe he was attracted to me. So I start finding cherry pits on my doorstep. I tell my husband about it. Now my husband holds the Melchizedek priesthood and he kicks them aside and he says, don't worry about it. So I figure, okay, he's used his man magic,
Right.
Aside. That did not work. The very next day, we're arguing we don't know why. We were angry at each other. And he storms out. And I'm sitting there going, what the hell happened? Me and my husband never fought. Me and my husband only fought over 2 things, children and money. And once the kids were grown up, we had plenty of money. So I sat there and thought for a while and I go, oh, I had seen this older gentleman saying farewell to some of his girlfriends. Oh, I love you, kissing them goodbye. It's like he's like the little Romeo of the apartment. So I go, he probably used some magic on me with those cherry pits. He used some sort of a love spell. So I just did a counteract spell real quick. I just made it up. If in fact there has been a hexing, send it back to the one who did the vexing in the name of the maiden, mother, and the crone. So mote it be. And it was over. My husband called me up not 2 minutes later and said, I am so sorry. I don't know why I was so mad at you. And that was the first time I used it, just organically made up a spell right there because there was a need for it.
Nice.
But I don't usually, I'm not like Samantha. I don't do my housework by tweaking my nose.
I love Samantha.
I would love that.
I do too. I do too.
Yes. Do you have anything? We've got about 6 minutes. Do you have anything that you would like to say or ask, Celestial? And then I actually have a couple more questions. We were just starting to get into the good part of the witch and stuff. So
Yeah, we could take it to the part 2.
Okay.
Yeah, we could roll this over.
Awesome. Well, is that okay with you two?
Are we going to do this tonight? Because I have other plans later.
Oh, no, we could continue another time.
Yep.
Okay.
We can do this part 2 another time if that's all right. So
okay.
we'll
because I have my baby brother. Yeah. I bake him Christmas cookies every year. So I promised him I'm going to mail them out tomorrow. So I got to get my bacon swerve going on.
All right. All right. Sounds good. Really, really sounds good. Well, once again, help us grow and subscribe, please. If you like our videos, give them a thumb up. Please share if you know anybody else that can benefit from this information. I have a really quick announcement to make that once a month for our subscribers, we will be handing out a free, Celestial will be giving a free general reading out. All you will need to do is be a subscriber, like this video, and comment free reading giveaway followed by your email. If we draw your name, we will be reaching you through your email that you supply us with. And then, Maighread, do you have anything else that you would like to say, including how everybody can get a hold of you one more time?
Oh, yes. Like I said, Google my name and plenty of stuff will come up. I'm on Blogger. I'm on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram.
Yeah, go to your YouTube. Everybody go to her YouTube and subscribe as well.
I have a YouTube channel, Priestess Maighread Birdsong. I have some short videos on there that I've done over the years. I just like to give out quick messages or share my stories with people. But I also like to invite anyone who's interested on Facebook. I do a weekly Wiccan style healing ritual, and I write these rituals myself and I perform them weekly, usually on a Wednesday, but sometimes things come up and I have to change the date, but usually at 8 o'clock Central Standard Time on Wednesday, I do a healing ritual. And if you don't want to join the healing ritual, you are welcome to give me names of family or friends who are in need of healing, because that's what we're here for, to serve.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful and beautiful. And I really appreciate all of the information that you've given us tonight. And it was very nice to meet you and have you on with us on our brand new channel. And I just have forward to seeing you again.
I have a wee bit to add, just a wee bit. So her readings are phenomenal. She's helped me so much. So anyone out there who wants to check out Maighread's Akashic records, like, it's helped me throughout the last few years just keep my sanity while I was going through my shadow work. Like, it's phenomenal. So she's an amazing seer and healer in her own right. And her classes, like, I've been taking them for like the last 5 to 6 years, I think. And so, like, any new one that comes up where it's like, ooh, this is going to raise me up, I'm like Pac-Man, man. I'm like, okay, I'll take it. Yeah. So definitely suggest that one as well. I just can't say enough about the work that she does. It's truly amazing. So yeah, just wanted to put that out there.
Thank you, dear.
All right, wonderful. Well, thank you so much, everybody, for watching, and we will see you soon again. Bye,
Bye-bye.
guys.
All right. See you later.
Bye.
Bye.